the beginning, I loved the guy. He was terribly insecure about his performance in the booth, and I'd often counsel him to stick with it and assure him that he'd prevail. As you may know, Meredith ended up winning an Emmy, and I was genuinely pleased for him, even though I realized it was nothing but a popularity contest. In any case, I found his philosophical view of football and his job appealing. I mean, I had to respond positively to a guy who looked out on the field and said, "You know, Howard, there's got to be more to life than what goes on down there." I really believe he meant that, and I'll always respect him for it. On the other hand, Meredith rarely prepares for a telecast in the manner of a professional broadcaster. Putting the games in their proper perspective is one thing, but he often shows no interest whatsoever. To try to compensate for his ignorance, he'll sing a song or talk to his imaginary alter ego, Harley Smidlap. Then everybody writes about how funny and irrepressible he is. But truth be told, Meredith's lackadaisical attitude never really bothered me all that much. As far as I was concerned, he could go on playing the role of my foil ad infinitum. And I would keep setting him up for one-liners, even if they occasionally zinged me, as long as he didn't hurt the telecast. Besides, Rune Arledge loves Meredith's act, and he thinks that it adds immeasurably to the combination of football savvy, humor, and entertainment that is the essence of Monday Night Football. And the fans lap it up. You know, one of Meredith's greatest attributes is supposed to be his unpredictability. Well, many people don't know this, but his unpredictability might not necessarily be a matter of his performing style. I think Don wrestles with life. I don't think he's ever known what he really wants to be or what he's really capable of accomplishing. He's uncertain of himself. And that uncertainty produces a behavior pattern that I call Texas cruel. There's a mean streak to him, and you can never tell when it's going to manifest itself. He grouses and grumbles, snaps at people, and can be contrary in the extreme. On those occasions, he's hardly that lovable old cowboy that the fans and critics find so ingratiating. Not in the least. As I've said before, Gifford and Meredith are the closest of friends. Indeed, it was Gifford who got Meredith his job on Monday Night Football in the first place. More recently, Meredith helped Gifford to secure some very lucrative commercial work, hawking Lipton tea. Meredith has been properly appreciative. In fact, in the booth, he's downright subservient to Frank, complimenting him on even the most ordinary of observations. Check the tapes. See how many times you see words to this effect coming out of Meredith's mouth. "Oh, that Frank, he sure is smart, isn't he? That Frank, he sure knows his stuff, don't he?" But this same Don Meredith will nudge me and smirk every time Gifford makes a mistake. And he will shake his head when Gifford is in the room and say, "The truth is, Frank's just not calling a good game." But that really doesn't matter. When push comes to shove, Gifford and Meredith are as thick as thieves. They'll never take sides against one another, and somehow yours truly always ends up being cast as the bad guy. I really can't trust either one of them.